Moving to Texas? If you're considering relocating and the Lone Star State is not on your list of potential places, perhaps it should be. That is unless all of your exes live there. No, but seriously, I personally know a good number of people that have landed in Texas over the past few years, and I'd be lying if I said I wasn't contemplating doing the same. Some of the biggest names today have joined the bandwagon, including Joe Rogan and Elon Musk. That's why today, we'll cover some of the reasons why people are moving to Texas, what this beautiful state has to offer, and some cities for you to check out. Before we jump into our video, smash that like button, support us and subscribe, and let us know in the comments below what you have to think of Texas in general. Without further ado, let's get to it. According to the Texas Tribune, the state is growing at a rate of 1,000 people per day, which absolutely blows my mind. What makes Texas so great, you may ask? Let's start with the economy. Texas currently has one of the healthiest state economies in the U.S. Wallet Hub ranks the state as having the 12th best state economy based on GDP, startup growth, jobs in high tech, and more. Texas's $1.9 trillion economy is in fact second only to California. If it were a country, Texas would be the 9th largest economy in the world, ahead of Australia, Mexico, Spain, and Russia. If you're looking for both a change in scenery and employment, you shouldn't have too hard of a time finding a job here, as it also has the nation's second largest workforce. Okay, I'm a huge sports geek. Now, if you don't like sports, that doesn't mean you won't enjoy the experience of being in a stadium, paying for overpriced snacks, and spending time with friends. With Texas being such a large state, there are an endless amount of teams to cheer for throughout the year. Texas has 10 professional major league teams between hockey, soccer, basketball, baseball, and perhaps the most loved in the state, football. The Lone Star State doubles as a sports fantasy land. Yeah, New York is nice, but living there would mean I'd have to live out of a box due to how expensive the cost of living is. That is not the case in Texas. Many of the best places to live are relatively affordable compared to other prosperous cities in the United States. For example, the median listing price on a home in San Antonio, which is also one of the most popular cities in the state, is just $243,000. In Houston, the median is just $290,000. Not to mention, the state offers housing tax credits. Speaking of tax, Texas has no state income tax. Zero. Nada. That alone is drawing people and corporations far and wide. Joe Rogan, a huge advocate of Texas, has relocated there recently. The host of perhaps the #1 podcast in the world reportedly brought in $30 million in 2020. His move from Los Angeles to Austin is projected to save him $13 million in taxes this year. More recently, we've seen Elon Musk abandon Silicon Valley, and it is reported that he will be building a Tesla factory in Texas shortly. According to a U.S. News and World Report, two of the most popular public universities, the University of Texas Austin and Texas A&M, are also two of the largest in the U.S., enrolling around 40,000 undergrad students annually. Texas is also home to some of the best public school districts in the country. Now, I fully understand that what I say next may be controversial, but I believe Texas is home to the best barbecue this world has seen. Here, meat is king, and there is no shortage of great restaurants ready to serve you. In a previous video, 10 Best Cities in the U.S., we discussed Austin and its vibrant nightlife experience. This still holds true, but is just not limited to Austin. I've also visited Houston and Dallas, which offer a lot of the same amenities. I'm a food lover, and for that, forever a friend to Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas, or so they say, but that includes its culture. Anyone from the state would tell you that Texas is almost its own country. The state is highly diverse, featuring excellent art, entertainment, and music scenes. From cowboy boots to county fairs, from square dancing to rodeos, Texas is certainly one of the most unique states in the nation. If one thing is for certain, its southern hospitality is warming and its sense of community is comforting. A little background for you, I grew up in Michigan, and if you know anything about it, it gets cold. So cold I've never adjusted to it. If you hate the cold as much as I do, you'll also love Texas as much as I do. While summers can be hot with temperatures in the 90s, the rest of the year is mild and hosts an abundance of sunshine. You can ditch your winter gloves and snow pants as they won't be of much use here. Before we jump into some of our favorite cities in Texas, smash that like button, click subscribe, and leave a comment below. Home to around 800,000 people, Austin is the 4th largest city in Texas and the 14th largest in the country. Despite the high-speed development accompanying its population growth, the city has an influential environmentalist movement and its natural beauty is evident. The 9th largest city in the U.S., Dallas, holds a population of over 1 million. Dallas offers residents an urban-suburban mix, feel, and is a great location for young professionals and families. With more than 2.2 million residents, Houston attracts visitors and transplants with a wonderful mix of world-class arts, booming business, pro sports, and award-winning cuisine. San Antonio is a city rich in history, bursting with culture, and is booming with modern attractions. This city hosts spectacular parks and green spaces along with festive seasonal events. During my time spent here, I've never run out of things to explore. Neighbors to Fort Hood, Killeen, Texas is a little more quiet and laid back. You'll thrive here if you enjoy outdoor activities and spending time on the water. This area is filled with great restaurants and some really great music joints as well. Thank you for watching today's video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any insight or have recently moved to Texas, visited, or are just curious, drop a comment below and let us know what you think. Until next time.